Good morning. Good morning, you guys.
Morning.
Woo. It's Friday.
Yes, it is. It's Friday.
It's Friday.
It is Friday.
And it is coffee and conversations. And this is Memorial Week.
Yeah, this is Memorial Weekend.
It's a 3-day weekend for the kids. I always say it's a 3-day weekend. They only got about a week left of school, though. So it's almost another year down. I mean, I just don't know. It's hot topics, but the hot topic is. Look like that. Oh, that look like that fly just flew right in the hole. But
I know. Get on up out of here. Yes, it is almost the middle of the year. And it's my mommy's birthday today.
Happy birthday, Aunt Diane. Happy birthday to you. Amazing, beautiful queen you are.
Yes, I recall her this one. I ain't going to wake her up this evening.
Honey, let her sleep in. Yes.
I'm going to call her after the show. So, yes, it's my queen's birthday.
It's a real queen birthday today.
Yes, honey. So, and Nancy's anniversary. This is her actual wedding because they got married on mommy's birthday. So, yeah, shout out to Nancy. Where you at, boo?
Right, because Nancy
birthday is actually tomorrow, but today is her anniversary.
Today is
the wedding.
Oh, okay, cool.
She got married on mommy's birthday.
So yesterday, she did get married on her birthday. That was right.
Mm-hmm.
And yesterday was the 25th.
Yeah.
Okay, there's that 7 again because that was the day of my 365 launch. Because it was the day before the wedding. So that's the anniversary of.
Exactly.
So my 5-year anniversary of 365 days then. So keep up with that. You know?
Yes.
Technically.
So that's a good way to keep up. Yeah. Look at that.
Because I am so, as much as I'm into numbers and all that good stuff, I am not one that's a date, like remember a date.
You gotta put stuff down. And
like
phone, calendar.
Right, you know, like it'd be like, what day did you know how people like, maybe I can use Essence as an example. Good morning, Mama Faye. Good morning. To you. The birds are chirping. Ooh. Happy birthday, blessings, Diane.
Yes,
that part.
Yes.
But yeah, so like Essence will be like, I went on my first date on this day, and we had the first thing on this thing, and we had dinner on it. Like, I don't remember. That's what I said. Like I'm not the person that remember dates. So you know how, and then a lot of times and it's mostly, a lot of times women can remember is dates thing. Like, this is the first time we did this, or this is the first time we went on our first date, or this was our first.
Like that.
I don't have dates.
I'm losing track of how many years you've been married. I don't know, the 13th. I
guess once you get past 10, it becomes redundant.
I don't know.
Unless it's going to the major one, right? Because it's like, oh my God, 20 is coming.
Because the 13 and 14 have me messed up.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, like I was telling you my birthday. Now I'm thinking about. Remember I said the 43 and the 44.
Yes,
maybe it's that because I think it's that 13, 14 year something like. I don't know what it is. Once it go past 12, for me,
it's over.
It's over.
And you know what's easy for me? I probably could keep up with my birthdays easy because I'm an 80s baby. So I'm already rounded off to the nearest 10. So I go with the years. 2020, I was 40. You see what I'm saying? 2021, I'm 41. 2022, I go with the years. I was born in 1980. So with the 80s, you see what I'm saying? That's why I'm like, my numbers be adding. The year be adding and making me because I'm numbers.
Yeah.
So this would be 2023.
So you'll be 43. That's good. Okay.
Isn't that weird? But it's like, I'm like, okay, God, so gracious, God, you want me to go with the years too.
Yeah, because
that's why I'll be like, this year means. Remember when I was like, 2023, I'm turning 42 is a year to 6 on a 6th day. So it makes it, but yeah.
Easier for me.
And so
I know, we 2 years apart, so I know them. Okay.
Who 2 years apart? We 3 years apart. Yeah. 3. You the 77. That's my number. That's my favorite number, though.
43. Yeah.
The 7s are my favorite. So you get to be. You were born in the. And then the 77 is
I
the
can keep
14,
it with me and
65.
Daddy's birthday because he had me at 20.
20, yeah.
So we at 20 years apart. So if I'm 40, he's 60. Yeah.
Yep.
Whatever it is.
Same thing with Essence, right? Because I had Essence while I was 20. So like for a few minutes though, I'm like 20 years older than her because I had her in June and then I turned 21 in August. So it's like about a month. You know what I mean? So I'm like 20, but by the numbers, most of the year, I'm 21 years older than her for most of the year. So that would throw me off, but I just do it by the numbers.
I mean, yeah. So,
yeah.
So when you turn 43, Essence will be 24. She'll be turning 24.
No, who, right now? I'm turning 43. She'll be turning 22. She turns 20. 22, yeah. 20. She turns 22 in June, and then I turn 43 in August. So I'm 42. So we'll be 20. We'll be 20 years apart for about a month and a half.
And then you'll go.
And then I'll be like 21 years away from my butt. Said on my 21st birthday, there was no drinking, honey. I was breastfeeding, so I didn't even bring in the 21st like you did. Yeah, thank God I drank before that. No, honey, you
got your whole life to be. But we turns up now.
But you know, it's just like you get able to, right?
That part. We turns up now.
Turns up now.
That ain't good for your body, girl. Unless you're drinking agave, right? It's not bad. It's natural.
Yeah,
either way. Tequila.
As long as you ain't getting drunk, you know, having a cocktail and have a little thing. I love a good cocktail, but right now be out here acting crazy, drunk, fighting everybody, doing all the crazy stuff.
I don't like the.
I go to bed if I get too, I'm going to bed.
That I'm a party till I drop and not.
Everybody's like, where Precious at? With my birthday this year, last year.
Oh, in the bed.
Everybody was looking. I mean, the party was going on, but I started too early, and especially when Diamond, he be doing too much. Oh, Lord. And I'm like, I gotta remember that I'm not their age. Correct. That's what I have to remember. So they be like, come on, and the Essence is now legal. So everybody be like, and it's all, and I'm like, I gotta remember, I gotta pace myself. I didn't have shots. They done enjoyed my whole party, and I went to bed. You hear me? They was like, "We're Precious." She ain't passed out on the couch. She went. She climbed the steps
in the bed.
Left her own party. Y'all be fine. I heard y'all had a good time and ate good.
Do you remember that birthday party when we was on Country Walk and Byron fell asleep on the weight bench in the room?
That's why when people were stuck outside the front door and stuff, it's all like
what was you doing back here? I know you wasn't lifting weights. Like, that is so dangerous. You remember that?
Oh my God, I remember
when Uncle came and we picked him up from the bus stop or something. I do remember. We was like, where is? Byron he was knocked out on a weight bench.
Oh my God!
I said, boy,
get your life,
honey. That was funny to me.
Our younger days, those was our 20s, boy. I can say we have enjoyed our life. That's what I guess the simplicity of life for us was just hanging out and chilling. Same thing we used to do as kids. Like, we were homebodies and we played games and we had laughter and we watched movies. And so, it's redundant.
I remember the family would come over on Faye at the table and we would have game nights.
Yep.
Do you remember that one year on Faye went somewhere and I was at the house and I was watching them chitlins? And I kept
watching the chitlins.
I was making sure they don't burn or something, but she was it's gonna be a certain amount of time and I could cut them off or whatever.
Yeah, you the only one was eating them chitlins too. Girl, I never ate them chitlins.
Checking them and eating them, and I was sick as a dog by the time we left.
Yeah.
Remember, I got sick as a dog. I guess they wasn't ready.
Girl, with the smell, it was a smell for me. I could never.
Girl.
And my daddy said, put in the thing, put all that hot sauce. I'm like, I could never eat nothing that smelled that terrible.
Well, they don't really smell that terrible anymore.
No, I mean now.
Yeah, now. But
and I'm still, I will never renew my mind in that area. I'm going to stay lost in the sauce.
It's a delicatessen for me.
Yeah, now it's all like we clean it. I mean, we do this. And I never understood it was the doodle shell. Right.
Your intestines.
So I'm like, I don't know when did it smell like that.
Yeah, you clean it out.
When we think about the stuff that we would eat.
Because we inherited eating the leftovers
We
of what they did and what.
inherited,
So we
yes.
ate the scraps of what they kind of threw away, and we made a meal out of it.
We've been able to go to the store for the good stuff though for a long time now, so we're gonna have to.
Yeah, so that's why
we're gonna have to let
those
those old bad traditions go.
But you know, we'll season the heck out of anything.
Anything.
Make it good, honey.
Make it good.
You don't want to ask what it is. What they said about
you
the
remember
turkey
Grandma used to make the cow tongue. I love.
Oh
the
yeah,
cow
and I
tongue.
never like that.
I loved
you
it.
was liking that, girl.
Mm-hmm.
You was trying to get me to eat it. I was like, no.
Grandma would make cow tongue, and it'd be like, what is a cow tongue? It was like it has a very salty. It tastes like ham to me. Cow tongue tastes like ham.
See, and that's like just knowing intestines. It's like just knowing I'm eating a cow's tongue, like a foot. Cow feet, or what is it called?
Yeah.
Pig feet.
But
oh,
we
God,
tongue kiss every day,
feet.
so a tongue didn't make me disgusted because people tongue kiss. I never eat shit. But you
if
the smell of crap goes in my nose, I'm
you
done.
clean the shit out of the intestines and you eat the intestines, not the shit.
But when they was cleaning it, it was in the house. They should have brought it in already.
I can't.
If I wasn't smelling it's a process that makes us.
It didn't make the whole damn house. You open that door, the whole hallway was stinking.
And I'm thinking, who's eating this when it's done? That's all I want to know. Who's eating this?
Now, smoked tongue and that tomato sauce over some rice. Yeah, see.
That was Grandma used to do that.
Smoke it.
She's about you're as young as old as you believe yourself to be. Ain't that a fact?
That part.
She made them delicacies.
That's what they did. For sure.
I'm telling you, Grandma cooked some good tongues. Okay? She did.
What's tripe? What is tripe? I've heard of tripe, but what is that?
I don't know, but we're about to find out. I don't know.
You've heard of that?
Nope.
Tripe? Mm-mm. What is tripe?
It sounds like a fish.
Thing?
Is it a fish?
I don't know.
It's giving fish vibes. I don't know.
Tripe? I don't have my phone. Oh, it's over there.
I got you, but when I come back up.
I'm like, what? I've heard of tripe. Is that a Jamaican dish? A Caribbean dish?
Perhaps.
Cow.
I can't wait to get a break so that
that's what that is. Why I'm knowing all of these intestines?
Oh, tripe is
cow intestines. Oh, it's different. So what's
okay? So you like?
No, I never tasted it.
You might like it if you like. It's probably more beefy than. Well, it's probably giving more beef consistency.
Chitlins. Who intestines is that?
Wait, chitlins.
Well, whose intestines? Whose intestines?
That's the pig. Yeah, chitlins is the pig intestines. That's what I mean. Like, yeah, it's all intestines. You ain't look. Somebody had that conversation because I don't even know. I never even heard that word. So.
I heard of it before as like a meal or something. Tripe.
Mm-hmm. That part.
Fabi knowing. Oh yeah, it is pig intestines.
Oh, I'm tasting this thing,
honey,
and I feel guilty.
You put that cream in?
I did.
Oh, well,
and I can taste the guilt.
Agave. Oh Lord, you can taste the guilt. No, you can taste.
It's within myself, honey. Yeah. But I forgive myself right now in this moment for putting cream in my coffee.
Did you? You see that? I ain't sent it to you.
Utica.
You are not authentically Brooklyn if you didn't hear this at least once in your lifetime. Utica, the dollar man. Rock away.
Listen. Shout out to the dollar bands that are probably $5 now in New York. God knows.
What is it? Probably $5.
Because that was back in the 90s.
They gotta be cheaper than the bus.
Back in the 90s, honey, the dollar band.
See?
Save
with that
my
string
life.
that pulls the door, like, listen, hurry up and get in here.
We're
full.
On something, those was normally caravan. I mean, like wagons. What is it called? What kind of car is that?
Caravan?
Like a Volkswagen.
Oh, okay.
Like, you know how it was those, it wasn't vans so much on Sufton Boulevard going all the way down. They normally had like cars, but they were like cab looking cars where there's about 6 of y'all. And that's when the dollar meant something, y'all. They could grab a bunch of y'all and roll on down them dollars.
They was making that money with the some dollars.
Because she was like, "Am I gonna use my bus pass? No, I don't have time.
I don't have time.
I gotta jump in the dollar.
I'll be late.
Take this dollar, and then you pay them on the way out, not the way in.
That part. So
stop, pass it, jump out.
Yeah, you getting lit.
I'm telling y'all.
That was very resourceful.
Good morning, cuz.
Good morning.
Good morning. And happy anniversary.
It's your anniversary.
A day for you and he.
Yeah, you and he.
A day for you and he.
Girl, how you feeling this morning on your anniversary? I had that song in my hand this morning.
Anniversary. Happy anniversary.
I know they are so excited for tomorrow, honey.
It's your anniversary.
Five times a day, honey. I gotta give.
They do it 5 times a day.
Did she just say that on the show?
No, she did not say she.
A week?
No,
not a day.
She said,
a week. I said Mrs. 5 times. Oh, I said a day.
Yes, I said, girl, did y'all have a private conversation? Cause shoot, I knew Nancy had a little decking of it.
She's still a Dixon. She got that Dixon blood.
But I knew she was rationing that ass when I be seeing all them gifts. She'd be like, my man bought me a ring today. Oh, just out of blue, he just bought me a car. I'm like, oh, she's rationing. Because she know the listen, you better know their love language, honey.
I can't.
Rondell's happy you have no complaints, okay?
That part
no complaints.
Right there.
It's like they will pick up the house, they will clean the toilet, they will rub your feet. They are one when I say they one way. If you lucky,
you get anything out of me if you just
welcome,
know what
bro.
to do.
You are so welcome. Sorry, trips is first or second stomach of cow. Oh.
The first or the stomach.
Oh, okay.
So it's the stomach.
Oh, so it's the liner of the cow.
Oh, wow. Stomach. Okay, got you.
That sounds flavorful. I imagine my stomach would be the most flavorful part of my body because it's the one that receives all of the stuff. So if you just think.
Stomach after the food can get digested within the blood.
Yeah, just be sitting on there. So I'm talking about if you cut the stomach out, it gotta be flavor. Okay. Just imagine that grease you keep on using, right? You know how we used to pour the grease and drain it and then use it again? Or those Jamaican pots. You know them cast iron pots?
Yeah.
It's like the flavor is still in the pots, even though you wash them over and over and over again. It's almost like it's just embedded in the pot of a cast. It's something that they know about the cast iron pots, okay? It don't just knock another out.
Wow.
It don't just knock another out, honey.
Knock somebody's head off.
They don't just knock another out, honey.
Wow.
That part. So imagine, the tripe in the... I can see that.
The first and second.
But I think I actually tried that before because I'm sure that me and Aina was at a dinner one time and they brought out they called it, I think they did call it belly, the stomach belly, something.
Pork bellies?
Excuse me, I think
like Trading Places.
I think they called it pork belly or something like that.
Pork bellies.
And I mean, if you eat pork, you eat the belly. I mean, that's the cow. That's the cow. So I don't think I had the cow. You know, we'll eat all over the pig.
Yeah.
And the cow, though.
Of course.
Those are more delicatesses. Okay. We just found out what a oxtail is because it was like, what is the ox? But then what did they say? The ox is the
male.
Okay. It is the working cow.
It's a working cow.
Okay.
The working cow.
Right. An ox is the working cow. And I don't even know that they say male.
It's not male.
I don't think it say male. I'm gonna look it up again because honey, that's a good thing about these new devices. Google me, boo.
I promise y'all right now, Google me. I'm gonna come up.
You Googleable now.
You know if you Googleable, you doing some things. So I ain't gonna sit here and talk with you. Google me. Then you will see who I am. Y'all ever Googled yourself and see what came up?
Okay, so they said simply put an ox or oxen. So wait, the oxen is male. That's what they say, ox or oxen, because they said the oxen is actually commonly castrated adult male cattle. But right. That's why I said that's what the because then it says put simple an ox or oxen if you're talking about more than one. Oh, my bad. Is a cattle over 4 years of age that has been trained to do work. Most often they are steers,
castrated
male cattle. Most often. So if they say they most often, meaning that there are exceptions to a rule. Any breed, because most time you're going to work the man.
Right.
The woman was meant to reproduce. Come on now, that's human nature. If you cannot sit still and reproduce, then it ends with you. The story ends. So you would have never had another hamburger had the woman been oxen. Because they would be busy working and they can't reproduce if they working. So just imagine the delicacies of being able to have a burger every day or a steak every day if you so choose to abuse your body in that way. And yeah, I'm talking smack. If you choose to abuse your body in a way that you eat steak every single day, like there's no way your body can digest that, right? So from a realistic view, not a just I just could get it because I could get it type of view. Yeah.
Your body needs a break.
That's different. And so because most often they are steers, so I would imagine that when maybe the infertile cows, they could have made the workers too, right? Because I mean, you can't be pushing and doing, and I need you to breed. So you know, and so that's why I said if we even looked at it like that and not take it's so personal, but understand that even when God created females as a woman, right? It was clearly to me for reproduction. Because he had the Adams, and they said Adam, amen. So I don't know that it was one man or a group of men. That verdict is out. But he said it was Adam, and Adam, amen, and old man on man, right? And then the old man came after the man. So it was like, okay, these animals are doing da-da-da. I even said, everything in life, is somebody else's experience. And then we do over time and create the facts and structure it. And now it is this, right? Because I said, even the first time that woman got pregnant, right? You had to figure that out, right? He had to, it probably was like, man, when two people come together and have sex, right? Is before it's like, oh my God, something is growing in the belly. Oh, now something has to come out. Could you imagine the first people that had to do the things that we get to prepare for, right? Because it's like, because if he was watching the animals, because it say Adam was taking care of all the animals, and we all know that all animals are pregnant at different time periods. So the elephant is 2 years. A dog is like 90 days.
The animals had to give birth, so they like something grows and it comes out. So eventually it has to come out.
Eventually it has to come out. So you're like, okay. Even though we hear the labor pain came from the fact that they ate the apple and all this other stuff.
So before it was just
who knows? You might have just got pregnant and it didn't feel like nothing until sin begin in the beginning. Okay, so you're gonna feel this, but it's like so when you think about it, the woman body, right? Like they said, we are the medium between the spirit and earth. Because we have to bring forth a whole being.
Whole human being.
Right. And so if we are just a soul, which is just a mind, and when they are inside of you, they are, eating and nurtured and growing from your womb. So you're actually growing the spirit of God. It's such an honor to be growing
development of a heart and bones, and it's just amazing to me when you really think about it. I think about that sometimes. It's amazing. Yeah. How your bones even grow. They soft, they get hard, and you getting taller. Your bones are stretching. Like, it's so amazing to me.
It's crazy when you think about it. And
it's like mind blowing.
Boggling.
It is.
And that's why I'm like, there's no way you can't believe in a God when
whatever you want to call it, it's not. I mean. That part.
A higher power, right?
A higher power. Like, how could you believe in nothing? Like, just.
But I even say, even an atheist, whole premise is built on not believing in something. So clearly, is enough belief system for you to create a whole group of people to say it ain't true. That's still belief to me. Because if it ain't true, I just don't even accept it. I don't even acknowledge it. But for me to go out of my own way to say that I'm totally against it, but to be operating on the realm of.
But to get up and breathe every day, and your heart is beating inside your chest a whole. You got all these.
I mean, because who's doing it?
And blood flowing, and veins and arteries, and your skin. When you get a cut, it mends itself. The skin alone.
The skin alone. Too bad we don't grow new teeth after adults.
Wow, we only get 2 cents.
Why we get 2 cents? That's a long time. And then
that second set's gotta last forever.
Listen, and then y'all break out our old set when we preteen. We're not even saying that. I think they need to they teeth halfway through and then get new teeth.
We need to keep that first set a little longer, so by the time we get the second set.
We losing teeth at 5 and 6 and we got it into 100. That's crazy.
Leave them things that
well, listen, guys, you know,
second set start
maybe you can rewrite that one.
The other one's out, and now your mouth looking crazy. Whether you ready to go or not, I'm coming through. You gonna be staggered. You gonna be on the side.
Every kid that left, they took a part of my enamel. Every time I threw up, they are so sensitive. It's like I need a screen on them. Yeah. I can't take the cold. Just the cold, I think. I could take the heat.
Yeah, that anything on that nerve.
Oh my God.
Lord, it's like to your brain. I can't do a headache. I can't stand a headache.
Oh, can I stand a headache?
I feel sorry for the people who get migraines because that's why I said you just gotta be thankful and grateful.
That part.
Because the things some people have to endure, and you up here complaining about these things, and it's like, listen, somebody ain't got legs, somebody is nubby, somebody is.
I think that's why I thrive on listening to people's stories because it definitely keeps me going. Because it's like,
you
girl,
like,
girl, you over there, it ain't that bad. Because that's why God wanted us to do testimonies. I think that's why it was so important to share your story so that he can get the glory, because in that testimony you find grace for the space. You don't feel like, that's where my saying came from, oh, God ain't picking on you, he picking you up, right? Because everybody has a price of admission at your mission, right? And so your price is considered to your seat. So like I said, I choose me is going VIP, is getting to see that guy's feet. It's saying that we all know that if we are going to go to a concert, whatever, if we choose VIP, that means it's going to cost more. That means that in order for us to pay for it, we're going to either spend more hours at work, we're going to sell more products. I don't care what it is, but in order for you to get a seat in the front of the room, it takes more money, which means it's going to cost you more time, whether your time is done in you being very strategic or whether your time is done in what you wasted, so it took you this long to arrive. But time is still time being spent that you cannot get back. And so it's like you got to really be strategic in how you move and how you spend your time, because at the end of the day, that's what it's all about.
Once it's gone, it's gone.
You're never going to get it back. You're never going to get it back. So you definitely got to be intentional with how you move. How you
spending your time, honey.
And how you appreciate
the decisions you making for your time. The
ownership
count. Just like every dollar counts, right?
Somebody counting it.
Tell your money where to go versus asking where it went. Because it's gonna go. The question is, are you gonna control where it go, or it's just gonna go?
Listen. Let's talk about it.
About what the heck, before you know it is gone. And you like, where the hell did it go?
Tell your money where to go instead of asking it, where did it go? Where did it went? Where it went?
That's a budget.
How many of us asking it where it went? Every day.
Every day.
I'm like, well,
but see, now that I see them receipts, I'll be like, God damn.
Now you can embrace your own journey. Chanel, good morning, Chanel. Good morning to you. She said, I know that's right. Come on now. You working all them hours.
That part.
Control. You working all that time, doing all that, and you like, God, as soon as the money hit. But you know why it is? It's because for most of us, you got 20 things coming out. It's two checks coming in. The math ain't mathing.
That part.
It's just like, what are we doing here, right? And
if you got your spreadsheet, you already know what your bills is. So the math, it ain't even math.
Listen, when I come back from my vacation, I'm gonna be in the right mindset. I think I need this last
Woo-ha.
woo-ha.
Yes.
I even said that while I'm there, because I'll be in the sun and in the thing, I'm going to be able to write down the strategic step-by-step plans. We
While
will
you
sit
there?
Huh? Yeah, because I thrive. Oh, no, because dreaming for me is fun. It's the doing that's the work.
Okay.
I have no hand. Matter of fact, the dream keeps me doing.
Keeps me going.
So
ain't that a thing? The dream is what keeps me going.
The dream is what. Wishing on a star.
Yes, that's for me.
Yes.
Ain't that something?
It is one of the 10% of poems that was created just for where
that's
I
a
was.
memory.
And
This
that
is
one is one of
because I heard
my.
you just say
Yes,
that. I was
yes.
like, keeps me going without
It
me
keeps me
even
going
knowing.
without me even knowing that part. So the dream, and that's before I knew. Now I know that the dream kept me going because I got the poem, and I wrote that poem.
Wishing on a star.
Over 15
Asking
years
God,
ago.
when is the day gonna be the day?
When is the day gonna be the day?
Wishing on
I mean, what you doing out here in these streets? Because I'm working and I'm like, what's going on?
When will be the day?
Listen, I'm working, they twerking, and they winning, God. You gonna have to do something.
Make it make
I'm
sense.
working, they twerking, but they winning, God. You gonna have to do something. You know? Honor the honor. I'm working, they twerking, and they getting rich. And something ain't right.
Something ain't right. They mukbanging. Banging.
Millions of people are watching them eat a crab
and they're making all these damn noises and
I don't
rain
get it.
and
no
what
offense,
the hell
honey.
is that?
No offense.
I'm like, why? And
No
all these
offense.
people just, but that's confident to you. But everybody different. I'm just like, why?
It's life is trying to figure
Girl,
out.
Jalen must have been in his room listening to something like that underneath his covers, because he always underneath his covers. I don't know what the boy be doing. And I just
boys be boysing
down the hallway, and my mind was like, "What is that sound? Is that?" Yes.
Hey, he in the room with the cover. What? Girl, that's when you rip the cover back. It's just you and your phone.
So I was creeping through the door, and I'm like, "What the freak is that?" And so I opens up the door, and I see him at this little hump. So I was like, "What the freak?" And so I was like, "Jalen," and he was like, "Huh?" But he was asleep.
Oh, the phone was still on.
So I pulled the covers back, and his phone was laying on the bed, and the thing was like.
Oh, you talking about the MSR? Yes.
I was like, he was talking about what? Huh? I said, boy, what is that? Cut that off. He said, oh. I said, you went to sleep?
No, seriously. I have been intrigued. I'm telling you.
Girl, got me crying.
Watching people show up, it shocked me the first time I saw. I think I was scrolling on TikTok, and I'm telling you, it'd be like 5 to 10K people watching these people with a mic. I'm like, what is this?
Wait a minute.
And I guess it helps people like concentrate. I think they said people who have a problem falling asleep.
Oh yeah,
the sounds and that. So that is for people who cannot go to sleep. So they'll watch it and it will calm them. That's why it's like they whisper and they making the people with the sounds and they talking like this. And so the people are watching it. See, my voice would wreck their world. It's so calm and so
that's why I said,
soft
when you
and
think
so
something's crazy, fucking do it, because I'm telling you, there's something for everyone. There's a lane for everybody. I don't give a fuck what idea you have, pursue that shit. Because right about now, the shit that don't make sense to you makes 100%, 1000% to somebody else, because
it
that's the uniqueness about all of us, and you have to embrace it. You have to find your community. You have to find your people. And the world is huge. Like I said, so big. When I am scrolling on that TikTok, honey, it just me see just how different we really are. Fingerprint don't lie. Oh, that's it. Thank you for the letter, Chanel, honey, because you know we was jacking up MSR, RSA. What is it? She said, LOL, Fuzzy watches those ASMR videos too. Yeah. Girl. I'm telling you, Essence sent me, Mommy. She was like, Mommy, did you see this? And I was like,
And I was looking at, and first it intrigues me. It intrigues me the amount of people that are in tune. It intrigues me the how serious they are about it, because I'm talking full-blown sets. I'm talking face. I mean, some of them got like cat eyes that are green, and it's like, and I'm like, and it make you not want to turn, because you're like, what, you know, I want to understand.
Like,
but then I can see how the sounds could get them.
Like the sound of the ocean and meditation, and when people go to meditate.
Right, so it's the same concept, soothing. So these are people who, and that's why I said they speak low.
Our face said I'm lost.
Yes, man.
Google ASMR.
And it's go on YouTube.
Go on TikTok or somebody.
You go on YouTube. It'll be a million of them.
Go on YouTube.
You'll see what we talking about, and you'll see the
come back to the
numbers.
Conversation. Go see what they talking about, so you can see exactly.
Go for a second. Go and come back. We still got 20-something minutes, so you could go.
Girl,
just look at the video and come right back. So yeah. Just well, you probably got your phone and your iPad. You can keep your iPad on. Go on your phone, put ASMR, and see what I'm talking about. See what we talking about. So yeah. But yeah, now I know what you're talking about. I thought you was listening to a mukbang, but maybe that's why people listen to mukbang, because they be. I think mukbangs was the first step of before ASMR went crazy, because all they're doing is crack, and you listening to them chew, and you watching them dip and sopping, and is the world we live in is just, we just gotta realize that it's a changing.
That part, I mean, I guess if you think about it, if you watching a porno flick, and let's say you ain't really watching the act of it, but you could just hear what's going on, you get aroused, right? Because I might not want to watch it. Like, I don't want to see other people do it, right? Yeah. But if I could just hear the sounds of what's going on and the woman moaning, and it's like it'll get you going, right? Right. So it is. Sound is number mentally, one. It's like crazy.
Because remember we were trying to decide which sense could you live without. Ooh, out of your five senses. So you got would you rather? So you got sight, you got taste, you got smell, you got sound. And you got touch. So you got five senses. If you had to lose one of them, which one would it be? Oh, so if I had to lose one sense, it definitely wouldn't be my sight.
I think it would be smell for me. Because if I can't smell it.
Oh, I know exactly what it would be for me, and it saved my life. What? Taste. Because if I take, I gotta smell, honey. I got to smell if it's bad. I gotta smell if it's good. Sometimes you got to smell yourself, so you know how to prepare. Like, you need smell, honey. You don't need to be without smell. But I feel like if I can remove taste from my mouth, then I would just eat everything I'm supposed to eat without a question. The only thing that got me stuck with the knowing the right way to eat and eating the right way is the freaking taste. I have become conditioned and expectation of what something should taste like, the texture, all of these things. But if I remove taste, I'm healed.
The texture.
I mean, I could do the texture because there's so many texture. There's so much. I mean, I wouldn't eat an onion though. That's the one thing I just want to do because it's already in my head. Does that make sense? But most other things is taste because it doesn't taste like.
Oh no!
You know what I'm saying? So I think if I remove taste, I would be a healthy, extremely healthy person because then that would be easy. Because I'm already controlled by my taste buds, aren't you? Are you not controlled by your taste? Otherwise, why don't you eat everything that you should eat? Because I don't like the way it tastes.
Hold your nose.
Right. Nobody's eating like that. That's exactly. Can you eat a whole meal holding your nose? I mean, we too grown for that.
Mind control.
So,
mind control.
Mommy said she would lose her sight.
She said sight.
That's the first one that ain't going.
See.
I got to see. Thank you, God, for seeing.
Yeah, like I said,
I got to
see. For me.
Yeah, smell for you. Smell for you. Anybody else? What would you remove?
What would y'all remove? Smell affects taste. Taste is healing to organs of body. People are too messed up not to hear them around you, and I'm a touchy-feely person. Yeah, I'm a touchy-feely person.
Right, smell affects taste. So now,
so if I can't
just imagine if I can smell that the food smell good, then the fact that I can't taste it won't matter because my smell will give me enough for my taste to me. Right, because you ever smell something that tastes in your mouth?
You be like,
right? So it's like
you can eat them, you taste them shit.
I could taste them by the smell, so I knew no, right? So, but yes, I think that, and like I said, I will only do it because then it would allow me to eat the right thing all the time because taste is not a factor. If I be like, oh, this is bitter. Oh, I don't want to take a beet shot because it's nasty. But you'll take an alcohol shot, but you won't take the beet shot because it's nasty. Like, right. So, like, it's all of these things. But if I didn't taste it.
Excuses you make. Yeah, we got to just do better.
Yeah. So, if I can't taste it, then guess what?
It's good for you. It's like medicine or something. Like, yeah. But you're going to feel better. You're going to feel better. It's a determined, you just do it just because.
So, right. But sight, yeah, she wants all of that, but she don't want to see.
She don't want to see nothing. And then heighten all your other senses.
Yeah, your other, right. Because then you get a heighten of everything else. So if I lose one, I heighten the rest.
That part.
And losing my taste, then I'm going to hear better. I'm going to see better. I'm going to smell better. And I'm going to touch better. Or I'm going to feel better. Because where there is touch, there is feeling, right? Because if it's just a touch, then, I mean, do I technically got to touch? It didn't say I can't feel. It said I can't touch, huh?
Touching is feeling. Feeling is on the tip of your tongue.
No, but I'm saying, as long as I can feel, does it matter if you feel if I touch you? Because the touch is saying I can't feel the touch or you can't. Because what is it? Touch, right? So that means I could be like, oh, that's hot. Like, because if I can't feel that it's hot, then it's touch. But that would be the touch, right? Is that what relates to the touch?
What's that? What sense we talking about? Feel. We talking about?
Yeah, it's touch. Touch is the 5 senses, right? It is sight, smell, taste, hear, and touch, right? It's a touch. She said, if I had to give up something, I can remember the beauty and don't see the ugly. Oh, that's for the sight.
Oh, yeah. I ain't worried about what you're looking like. It's how you are.
Listen, I played the game as a kid where you close your eyes and walk around and you just, and then you just get to see in the colors. And because I've seen before, coming from somebody who's seen before, I got to see. I got to see where I'm going.
I mean, ugly as an art. Yeah, I mean.
I feel like with every other sense.
Trying to find the beauty in every ugly.
I think with every other sense, I don't need help.
To me.
Do you know what I'm saying? With every other sense losing it, I won't need help. I feel like if I lost my sight, I would need the most help. And that would make me need people more. So I feel like if I could in here, it would be less dramatic. But the seeing requires a whole nother beast. First of all, I don't think I've grown into a trust level like that to not see.
Yeah,
I'm not even at the highest level of trust in my life to not be able to see for myself. I don't. Yeah. You say you can feel the colors when sensitive to touch. Hey. Yeah, I'm saying that's still a whole process, right? If I'm walking around and I need assistance and all this other stuff, it's like if I can't see, then more people gonna help me, especially if I didn't wake up like that. Now, if I was born without the thing to see, having lived, for me, I gotta see. I just gotta see. I'm a visual person. I'm a dreamer. And I think that my vision multiplies more because I'm a seer, right? So if I see stuff, I want to create it. I want to produce. I get pleasure in seeing. For me, you said that trust level for me is to not hear. That's true. But for me, I don't care what you say, though, because if I deal with me, I don't care if you're talking about me or not talking about me. I still want to see, though. You know what I mean? So I don't care if I can't trust what you're saying, because let's think about it. How much stuff is being said that you can't hear anyway? Most of the stuff that's being said about you, you ain't heard, because most people won't say it to your face anyhow. So technically, you kind of deaf to that if you think about it, because the stuff that people don't want you to hear, you don't hear. They ain't going to say it around you. They're going to say it to somebody else and it might come back around. But people are not so bold that even in their presence that even matters. You might as well not have hearing, because it's people talk about you out of your presence anyway. So your hearing doesn't even matter, because the stuff that you would want to know about is the stuff that nobody's going to say anyway, because that's, you know what I'm saying? So for me, because mom was saying that trust level for her is the hearing, because I said my trust level is the sight. And I feel like most people don't say the things that they don't want you to hear in your presence anyway. So you being able to hear.
I don't want to hear anyway. I wish I would have never heard it. That's
right. Yeah. Because once you hear it, now you got this seed. So
sometimes I could be talking to people and you could be talking and I ain't listening to nothing you saying anyway. I'm just watching.
Could you imagine how safe you'd be if you didn't want to be in a conversation? It'd be so quiet.
I wish I didn't even know that.
Oh my God. Because what we know is what stifles our growth, right? Is those seeds. When I talk about mentoring your mindset, is everything you heard. You stupid, you're dumb, you can't do that. That's all things you heard. And if you had not heard none of that, and only could embrace what you see and what God has said, what you believe in your head, I think you will be better for it.
That's the story of the frog, right? The 3 frogs jumping over the hole or something. The last frog fell in the hole, and no. All 3 of them was running. They all 3 fell in the hole. They was jumping up. 2 of them got out, and the last one was still stuck in there. He kept jumping up. He couldn't get out. So they was like, "You might as well just give up. You ain't gonna make it. You're bleeding. You busting yourself up. You gonna die eventually. Just take it in stride and just lay there." And he just kept jumping. So he was like, the other one went off and was like, "I'm not staying here no longer. He gonna die. Just leave him alone." The other frog was like, "You know what? Just give up. You really bleeding. You messing yourself up. You banging on the walls, like banging against the thing." And he just was jumping. He did not give up. So the other one said, "You know what? I'm gonna go for some help. Since I see you not giving up and you ain't listening to me, I'm gonna go get some help." The frog went to go get help, and he was like, you know what? He couldn't find help. So when he came back, he realized that the frog wasn't in there no more. So he was looking around like, he got out. The frog got out and wound up seeing him, and he was like, "Man, I was telling you to give up. What did he said? I'm deaf. All that time I thought you was encouraging me to get out." So he kept trying. So it was like, you was telling me stop, but thank God I was deaf, because I thought you was encouraging me to get out. Like, keep going, keep coming, keep trying, keep crying. And he said, so I never gave up. But if he would have heard what he was really saying,
right.
I said, Lord have mercy.
I think for me, that's just how it is, because I realized the only thing that stifled me, it wasn't as much as what I seen as more it was what I heard. Right? Because I think the what I seen was always confirmation. So even with because mommy's saying the mind's eyes creates the images, but I feel like for me, because I am a visual, most everything that I visualized, it came in confirmation in sight. So I'm dreaming like, oh, I could be speaker, I could do this, I could do this. And then when I went to the conference and saw it, I was like, oh, this wasn't even a dream. This is real. It was confirmation. So for me, I have visions behind my eyes, and then God puts me in a room and he confirms, not denies the vision behind my eyes. So for me personally, sight is everything because I can see you.
You can see.
When you don't say you going through, because I can see you. I can see you going through. I can see in your eyes. I can. So for my gifting and how I was created, the evidence of it is what triggers me, and the dream I have, and then seeing something that confirms it, then falls back into play for me. So I get it though. Mama Faye says to hear what's going on around you, the mist in the air, the car on the road, etc. Yeah, I would hate to lose it. I love that we get all birds, 5 of it.
The birds are chirping. Ooh, 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 ooh.
I mean, I get all 5 of it, right? So all of them will be hard because 5 is the grace, right? And so it's God's grace, and so having all 5 is a privilege. So why complain, right? Some people can't see. Some people can't hear. Some people can't taste. Some people can't smell. So I mean, that was pandemic, right? People lost their smelling and their taste.
When you get a cold, you can't.
You know what I'm saying? So
that gets snatched from you quick.
The pandemic made you realize how essential the simple things are, right?
You can't smell.
How many times have you ate and said, thank God I can taste it, right? I mean, how many times do we have gratitude for the things that are given to us as a gift, and we take totally for granted because it's like, well, you got the power to choose. If I had to, what would it be? And it's still a hard choice because it's like, do I want to live without any of them? Absolutely not. I want it all.
Had to, you will,
but that's the point. That's the point, right?
Correct.
Perspective, right? That is right. Perspective is everything.
Because if you had to, you ain't got no choice.
So yes, that perspective is everything.
It's interesting to me. How everybody thinks and their ideas and all of that based on who they are and their experiences and their environment and everything, their upbringing. It's just so interesting.
It plays a major part.
I love conversation. I love a conversation. It's like that good old debate team. I remember I used to be on a debate team. I like debate stuff. Like, it's just perspective. Yeah. Right? Republicans and Democrats.
That's our number one thing. I think outside of I Choose Me, hashtag No More Excuses, one of our favorite shows that we came out was The Perspective with the Paulins. Right? Lance and I'm always teasing, but is given that even as a couple, right? They love to tease it. What's the perspective today? But it gives that, everybody is seeing from a different lens because everybody has a different experience and everybody has a different story and everybody has different plights and they have different insecurities and they have different strengths. And so your perspective is just from where you're standing. I just say it's the shoes that showed me. I mean, it's the things that you get to do. And so when you share that perspective, you make all the difference. Yeah.
That part. Now you see why people think the way they think.
Yeah. You don't understand it. It don't make sense because you don't got the whole story.
Right.
And the whole story, that's why it says hindsight is always 2020.
It's not for you to judge. You don't judge nobody for empty. No, it's not.
But yeah, that was pretty interesting. I think I was watching today the Dear Future Wifey podcast this morning. I guess one of them major speakers, his wife of all them years got on. He's like what's his name? The Jackson guy. Derek Jackson or something. I guess he'd been for years we're talking about how men should treat their women and if women are tolerating A, B, C, and the third. And I guess somewhere along the line, he was married this whole time and was just dragging his wife. And listening to her testimony and her 2-part, mind you. They must have just dropped. So it was just coming out in the last 2 days. But it was real intriguing because you do realize that perspective is everything. And being able to stand up in the story, being able to take accountability. What I loved about her interview was she took full accountability of the condition that she was in order to go through that process, right? And I mean, I think that's what life is all about, is realizing that your perspective is due to how you walked. And so it was founded in the fact that she had been abandoned and raped before. And so she was trying so hard to not be abandoned by her husband or and crossing over those sexual boundaries that we have when we have been, what's the word? Tried, stolen, robbed, all of those good things. And so it's like, wow, I just am in awe of people's testimonies. I am in awe of people's strength. I'm in awe of the process. I'm in awe of the good morning to you. The birds are chirping. Ooh, 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 ooh.
He like, y'all.
Yeah, not that part. Happy Friday. Yes, honey, we just been on this hot topic. And we were just talking about what sense would you lose if you had to lose one?
Would you choose to lose?
What would you choose to lose? If it was one you had to give up so that you could live past that day, would it be your sight? Would it be your hearing? Would it be your taste? Would it be your smell? Or would it be your touch? Which one of those 5 grace periods would you let go of, right? What's your favorite one to have? Right? Because that's a hard one. It's like, what is my favorite? I think my favorite might be, touch.
Touch for sure.
Well, I mean, if touch means feel.
I'm a feely, touchy person.
Because it's like, what do I feel when I do this? I just feel soft skin, right? But when you do that to me, does it mean I'm losing my feeling or it means I'm losing my touch? Because that's gonna make me decide. Because I want my mouth, I want my taste, I want my side. So do you mean that when I touch you, it just don't feel like nothing, but I can still go through the motions? But if you touch me, I can still feel it. Then touch would be up there with taste. So I want to know: do I feel you? Can I not feel you touch me?
You can't.
I lose the feeling of touching, but not a feeling. If you touch me, I feel it. Right?
Yeah.
Oh, so yeah. That's okay. I mean,
like touch. You can't distinguish between.
Yeah, because touch means. I mean, I don't get what. Is the 5 sense? The sense is the touch, right?
Girl.
Let's look it up. Because it just confused me just now when I was trying to think. Because I'm like, okay, if I got it, let's be clear now, Lord. It means touch in a way that. He talking about them. That's hard, but I truly need all of them. That
part right there.
That part. But just think about it. We truly need all of them, but how many do you wake up and say thank you for them? Because we can honestly in this world know that there are people who cannot hear.
It's seeing, hearing, smelling, tasting, and touching.
Yeah.
Touching. Skin for touch.
Okay. And skin for touch. The function of each sense is to help humans perceive the world so that they may make decisions about what is happening and what is needed in a situation. That is so powerful.
Also, when you blind, you touch. So if you lost your sense of touch to help you distinguish what's hot, cold.
That's what I just said in the beginning, right? So if it's like, that means I can't feel if it's hot. That means I can't feel, temperature.
You go into a burning building, you can't tell it's a hot burning building. Right.
That's why I said
no sense of skin touch, this touch of.
That's why I said I would rather see right? Because if I can see the hills and burn. I can see the smoke coming out, right? But then if I can smell the smoke. I mean, it's like they're all so essential. But I think it will give us the mindset to say thank you and be more have more gratitude that you have. If you have all five, have gratitude. Like I said, for a small period of time during the pandemic, people got to experience maybe losing taste and smell, in that area, and they were going, crazy over that idea, that perspective. But when we think about it, there are so many people who lack the grace of the five. And how often do we just say thank you that we don't lack none of them? So it's so hard to choose which one I could do without, but do we say thank you that you got all of them? And so I think that's what life is about, is having the gratitude for, played back on yesterday, the simple things in life. It's simple, right? So the simple thing is being able to see. And these are the simplicity, the love of the simple things in life that mean the most, right? And so, I may not have $1 million in my bank, but God, dear God, I can see. Thank you for sight. Thank you for touch. Thank you for smell. Thank you for taste.
Be thankful for what you do have, honey.
Thank you for the ear, right? So that I can receive all the messages that are going to lead me, right? So that I can hear when somebody is hurting, so these are all the things that make us fully capable to survive in the world, because what it just said is that these senses allow you to be able to see the world as a whole, right? And its entirety. And so it's if we are lacking seeing the world, maybe we haven't embraced or said thank you enough to the senses that God has given us. Because that means he gave you sense. Why are you doing that? It means that
makes no sense.
It makes no sense that you don't know where you are when I gave you touch, taste,
you ain't using
sight,
all of the senses.
smell. Come on now, hear it. You mean you heard them say that and you still there? You mean they touch you like that and you still there?
That's how that touch felt.
You see what I'm saying? You know what I mean? So when you think about it, it's like, how dare I not sit in the grace of the space of being able to have all my sense? I got all my sense.
Thank God.
So when you look in the mirror today, I want you to say, I got all my sense. Thank you, God, for all my sense. So when life don't make sense, you need to activate one of the senses that you're missing. Is it your hearing? Is it your seeing?
What you need to
Is it your tasting? Is your touching? Is it your smelling? God wants to know, right? What if it doesn't make sense? What sense do you need to activate at this time to take you a little bit further? Because God said, I gave you all the sense in the world. I gave you 5 of them. I gave you grace for the space. Which one of your senses are you not using that got you lost? That got you losing your mind?
That part.
When they say you ain't got no common sense, I gave you 5.
Sense ain't common though.
Right? And so it's like when we think about it, it's like, do we really think about just how blessed we really are? Because we can't part from it, but we can't embrace it and say thank you. Not enough.
Come on.
Not enough not to complain, right? Because if I'm complaining, God is like, what you complaining about? I gave you everything.
That part.
What are you complaining for? I gave you all 5 senses.
5 senses. That you could
and
use.
Ray Charles, what I say, Ray Charles and Stevie Wonder saw when they couldn't see. And so they didn't even have all the senses, and they went further than us. Ain't no excuses.
That part right
when you
there.
see people with limited grace for the space.
One of them senses missing. Not able to be of use.
And now we sitting around like, oh God, no. He don't want to hear it. He said, I gave you perfect sense. That's perfect sense. If you have all 5, God gave you perfect sense. Can you say that with me? If I have all 5, if I can taste and I can touch and I can see and I can smell and I can hear, then I have perfect sense. I got to get about God's business, right?
Well,
on another note, I need that touch because her body is so soft. Thank you, Jesus.
Thank God that you can feel that touch. Let's spice the combo
I've been saying that for all our
Here you
senses
go.
you bless us with, but it's Freaky Friday and Fantastic Friday.
Freaky Friday.
That part.
Fantastic Friday.
Know what I'm saying? You just gotta say thank you, Lord. I appreciate
all my
it.
senses.
I got all my sense.
Freaky.
I got all my sense, and I'm
That
grateful that I can do the thing.
Friday,
Listen, I'm fantastic.
I thank you, Lord, for all my senses. All my freaking
I want y'all to stop for 5 seconds and say, thank you, Lord, for giving me sense. Thank you, Lord,
perfect sense.
for giving me perfect sense. If you have all 5, you have perfect sense. And if you have 4, you have a portion of the sense, which means something else is going to be elevated, which means you have to teach from your deficit because your value is found in your valley. So you see what I'm saying? We was inspired by the people who couldn't see because they saw, right? And they showed up. And so it's like, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. That's the story, honey. That's the glory of love. You've got to give a little, take a little, let your poor heart break a little. That's the story of, Lord. That's the glory of love. Boy, if God had gave me a voice, I'd be like, Beyonce, who Precious is showing up? Hi. I'll be singing all kinds of songs. Everything will be a song. But you know. He gave me words. He just didn't give me, he didn't give me rhythm at its highest level. Only when I'm sitting down, I got rhythm.
According to who?
According to the people that are higher.
You believe you have a voice, girl, you have a voice.
I said, we're not going to do that. That's what we not going to do.
Girl, you sang that song. That's the glory.
See, listen, that's why American Idol was so funny. Because somebody should have told them, you wasting your time in this area. Now, we're not going to do that.
Just because they say I don't have a voice, I believe.
He's talking about bedroom sex, car sex, park sex, and hotel sex. What has been the best for you?
Lord Jesus.
I mean, we had good car sex. Pull off the highway. I would say
sex. Hotel sex.
But you know what was more? I think the car was more intense. When we was riding, it was like we got to get off right now.
The car sex is what led to all of them.
That was intense. I'd add movie theater. Look.
I ain't up there. What the? That ain't.
Well, me and Chef Ron been together. We've been doing the sex thing for 23 years. So we kind of like got a whole lot of different places.
Stories to tell. Honey.
Stories, right? That's why we still happily married because we've been doing the thing. We did not deny.
Anytime,
any place,
paper.
Good morning,
April.
So yes, honey.
Anytime, any place, I get.
You know what I would say the most exciting one? I think that we both would agree on is we had went and seen a game downtown, and you know how somebody hook you up? We went to a basketball game. I think it was a double couple, but we took the train in. And we took the train back, but we parked at the thing out here.
Yeah.
And when we was at the game, you know how the person inside the when we was in the stadium, they hooked up. You know when they hook you up with your drink? I was too hooked up with the drink, so it was lit. So when we got to the car, because it was a group of us, so we all parked at the same thing. So it wasn't like right up the street from us. We still had to get on the highway to come back. But because it was a major game, I can't remember what game, the traffic was people was on the highway just walking, like you couldn't even move. You couldn't move. I mean, it was bumper to bumper. I mean, we literally was stuck in a thing for at least 45 minutes to an hour. And that is the time.
Yeah. Please do come to my side. Yeah, you off today? Yeah, come on. Come on
in the garden with me.
Yeah, come to my
sister.
side.
The Diaries.
I gotta get my nails done too, so that's perfect.
See?
Yeah, look.
Jacob is funny. The Diaries
of
Great is your next book. That part. But yes, the Diaries of Great Sex is your next book.
Look.
I'm telling you, we can tell you how married people can have some fun, honey. I don't know what y'all doing, but if y'all ain't busting wide open in your marriage, honey, y'all are playing yourself. But anyway.
What about the people who is busting it wide open?
You should be
and
good.
Still ain't good.
Why am I good?
I'm just saying, like, there's some women that feel like they doing everything and their husbands is still cheating and all of that. What about that?
Are they?
I don't know.
Are they doing everything? I don't know.
I don't know.
Because, I thought I was doing everything.
Let them tell it.
But that's what I'm saying.
Let them tell it.
The question is, who did you ask?
Let them.
Because when I ask somebody else, I'm like, oh, I ain't doing nothing. It's
always a story.
No. I ain't even talking about that. I'm talking about it depends on who you're asking. So your everything from what you know to be so
correct
could be maybe a lot at your level, but that's what we go to school.
Extra.
Yeah. That's what we get schooling because it took somebody to be like, girl, you don't do that. Girl, you don't do that. Good night, you do that.
Yeah. And it's like,
well, you gotta do this, you gotta do that. That's called the right conversations when you think about it. So
the school of wives.
You think you're doing everything, but are you?
Or what matters to him, pretty much.
And vice versa. Because it's not always just other ways. It goes both ways. I gotta keep on saying it.
But that's not important to him. That's not what lights him up. It's just you think that it's not. It's something else. So that part. So you may assume you hanging from the chandeliers, and he like, from where I came from, you barely sweeping the floor. You barely sweeping the floor. So I think that if you don't that's why I say get counsel, right? That part.
So if you don't get counsel from seasoned people or people who seems to be that what they say, that erotic love, like they're like, I think that's present in our relationship because it seizes the moment. So sometimes it's like you're not having a hard conversations because men are like, how do you have the hard conversation? So if you're saying you don't even know how to ask, how much is really being said, right? So you couldn't have told me that I wasn't doing everything, but I was not doing everything, right? So it's like,
how would I know if you can't even ask me? I need to know what you need, what you want,
without and then they want to ask without sounding like a perv and a freak or whatever.
And that's like crazy because there's nothing that Byron can ever say to me to make me feel like you. If anybody could give it to you, it got to be me. So you should feel so comfortable. We said till death do us part. How the hell could we death do part? Till death do us part. If you can't even feel comfortable enough to ask me to worry about how I'm gonna look at you, the hell I'm gonna look at you.
And I think I think you go from, but everybody can go from their experience. So from where you're standing wouldn't be a big deal, but from somewhere else, if you feel like, okay, if say you get a piece of the story, I'm like, okay, that's a little bit of a broken piece in there.
Yeah.
Depending on who you are dealing with determines how you ask or what you ask or what would, one thing that would trigger me will not trigger you. So because it's an individualism thing, it's like, you're mate. And a lot of times we don't have the hard conversations with what got us stuck, what hurt us, what and then you only find out the issues in the middle of a storm. You don't really find out during the good times. It's a journey, and so it's like, so it's like, you think we could talk about everything and do everything, but this area is kind of weird. And so I talk about finance, I talk about this, I talk about this, but this one right here, I don't feel comfortable, because of whatever your life is. So I mean,
each of our life,
that's why I say it's good to get counsel.
That surface, but everything else we good, but this touchy little thing right here, we never dived into.
Yes.
So,
and that's why I found myself speaking to women, especially for the sexual part of marriage, having been survivors of child molestation, not a rape. So child molestation is totally different. I think is an area that many people don't speak about, but it definitely dictates a lot of the sex life that maybe the man could misunderstand. And we got to take into account that just as many men got abused as women got abused as children, that they don't speak about either because it's so taboo. And so, it dictates that questioning and that thing because it's already a sore spot. So I would say that that's communication. it's hard to have the hard conversation so that you can get the good hard on.
Think about how to start the conversation and get to what you want to ask or know, or even know about the person. How do you come around to?
I mean, Chris Rock said a good 18 years ago, could you and everybody, all men laughed so hard out loud that the women had to start looking and say, well, it got to be some truth, because why do they find that so funny? You know why they found that so funny? Because they know that because when you listen to them, they always said anytime that got performed on them beforehand, it was never asked of somebody. Somebody just did it. So if every time I go and you give me something, I never learned the skill of asking for something because it was always given to me. So it is hard to learn to ask, like somebody who's always had everything and then they lose everything. And now it's like, well, you're going to have to go and ask. You got to go ask somebody. And it's like, it's so hard to ask because it's a humbling experience. It's a coming from a not knowing if you feel like you're asking, because that would be a question. That means I need to be informed in some aspect. And so I think that asking is hard depending on where you are, who you are, what you're dealing with, because everybody's not approachable. And it may be your wife, it may be your husband, but you may still know that certain things are just not approachable, because then you would have to have a whole conversation. And sometimes it could be your not want to have the conversation, they're not want to address the situation. And everybody's living in expectation. We not having a conversation. I'm not addressing the situation, but we both living in expectation. It's crazy. Let's talk about it.
Oh my goodness.
That could be a whole nother topic, but we all know that that's how life works, because if you have been in relationships, you know that we just expecting you to get it. I mean, when you gonna do it? And we sitting around, but that's why God says you have to humble yourself and ask. Doesn't mean you are meek. It doesn't mean you are less than. It means that you
ask and you shall receive.
That part. You only get it if you open your mouth. To thine own self be true. And so I think that's the story of life, getting comfortable enough with yourself to be able to ask the hard questions of the people that you allow in your space. If you don't serve you, who can you really be serving? That's the work. The better I am with me, the better I am with you. That's why you get the overflow. So we want to grab something out of this book to read real quick? You want to read something? And then we're going to pick a card and we're going to let you amazing people enjoy the rest of your weekend, because it's Friday and this is Memorial Weekend. So, and justice.
Justice. Okay. On this Memorial Week. Got it.
Justice.
My friends, do not try to punish others when they wrong you, but wait for God to punish them with anger.
With his anger.
Didn't I say, do not judge? It ain't for you to judge. It is written, I will punish those who do wrong. I will repay them, says the Lord. Romans 12:19. He is the rock. His works are perfect. All his ways are right. He is faithful. He doesn't do anything wrong. He is honest and fair. Deuteronomy 32:4. The Lord secures justice for the poor and upholds the cause of the needy. Psalms 14:12. No, Psalms 140:12. It sure is.
Yeah, Psalms is long.
There is joy for those who there is joy for those who deal justly with others and always do what is right. Psalms 106:3. God, you are the only judge. Remind me of this as I am sinking under the weight of the opinions of others.
It's a Good Friday word.
Whether I'm being misunderstood or whether the assessment is accurate. Remind me it is irrelevant. Only you get to decide who I am. Only you know my heart, Lord, and only you can change it. Help me to leave all my judgment with you. Why is it better to let God be the judge?
To God be the glory.
So God giving me the word. Lord, I hear you.
Justice. I think that is so on point to everything, because that's what it is. It's that gratitude, is the justice, it's the letting go in order to grow, right? It's humbling yourself and allowing God to do the work. Like I said, when the Queen spoke about her whole process, it was the sense of ownership she took for the role she played and being able to release that it was her brokenness, right? And so justice is like, I don't got to be vindictive. I don't got to be venomous. I don't have to go through none of that. I just got to forgive myself for the choices I made when I neglected to honor my vessel as God has taught me to. And then I move on. And then justice will be served in time, right? Because they shall learn. Mind your business, honey. God got you, boo-boo.
That part.
Psalms is as long as book in the Bible and centered in the book. And I'm going to tell you one of the most amazing things. I have been writing poetry since I was about 12 or 13. And, so many people would say how beautiful the poem and how much it touched them all the years. But when I met my husband at 19, and, most men are like, they don't do poetry, right? And so I think I was telling him, I was like, oh, yeah, I do poetry or whatever. And he was like, oh, yeah, I don't do poetry. I don't listen to poetry. I don't like poetry. It's like, and I was like, oh, that's all good. And then I think I did something one day and I shared the poem and he stopped and he looked at me and it was the best compliment I ever got for my gift of poetry. He said, you don't write poetry, you write psalms. And at that point, I hadn't read the Bible from cover to cover. I knew the stories that were told from Sunday after Sunday, and just the message that gave me insight to be able to write and understand. But me reading it from cover to cover, I had not understood the power in the psalm. So here's a man that is 20 years old that hears me do poetry and said, that is Psalms. And I'm like, Psalms. And then when I started to read the Psalms, I'm like, wow, it's healing. It's a message, it's a word, and it doesn't end. There is a beginning, a middle, and an end all through Psalms. And Mommy just said it's the longest book of the Bible, and it's centered. It's the centering for me, because I know that the gift of poetry that God gave me centers the person that I'm speaking to. It is a full story. It takes you through, every one of my poems take you through the problem. You going through it, and then God gives a solution at the end, right? So it's a full story in a poem. And so I got it at the time when I read the Bible from cover to cover. Honey, my Bible is loaded up. I'm like, listen, I can give y'all some information from my understanding, of course, but I mean, that's all we could do. But yes, honey, it is a good book, because God loves you in spite of you. It's because, right? It ain't in spite, it is because. I love it. So we're going to get y'all I am for the day, because that's what we do.
I am for the day.
Look at Mommy. Jacob, I'm sure, enjoys Song of Solomon sensual. I don't know.
We got so many sexual beings on this show.
Listen,
sexual beings.
I think having those conversations will waken up.
They don't need all of us together. I'm telling you. That's they do.
We need to teach them. They do. They need to learn. That's your problem.
Don't learn to.
You're backed up. You got an attitude because you're backed up.
What you need.
I am a jewel. I am done.
That damn jewel.
I'm quintessence.
Quintessence.
This card loves to pop up.
That jewel
The Jew, well, you know, precious stones are jewels.
Quintessence.
We are all a Jew, and we are all quintessence, right? And that is the pure essence of the aura of who you are, right? And what mine said is all in the Bible.
All in the Bible.
That part.
The jewels and quintessence.
So she talking about that song of Solomon, that sensuality, all that sex, honey. That's why I said I don't know what they read, but the Bible is the most hoodest novel I ever read in my life.
That part.
Okay, because honey, like they went through and do it.
The stories I be hearing, I'm like, what?
You listen to the serpent, and you ate the apple after God said don't eat the apple, and then he banished y'all out of the thing, and then y'all had 2 sons, and then one of your sons got jealous of the other son and killed him. Yeah. You mean Cain killed Abel?
It is, yeah.
What? You mean the whore was at the daggone water and Jesus came and said you are like the whore? What you mean? You mean he had all them wives and concubines? What?
Gangster.
Bible is who gangs that part.
That part.
You better act like you know. Act like you know. Act like you know. You better act like you know, honey. Because, honey, at the end of the day, it is a relay race. Somebody's relying on you to turn your heartbeat into a soul beat in order to leave your soul print. Because the fingerprint tells us what you got wrong in this world, but the soul print, it tells us what you got right. And what God got right is you. So remember, we don't compete. Oh, no. We complete. And the difference between those 2 words is an L, because L stands for love, and love grows everything. So remember, you can never turn on anybody else's light, but you can provide enough light for them to find their switch. So stay lit in this world so somebody can find their way out of the darkness. It is your responsibility. Remember, that's a measurement of response that you have the ability to take, right? It's you. It's one-on-one basis. So with that being said, remember that you can never turn on anybody else's light, but you can provide enough light for them to find their switch. So stay lit. Stay lit, stay lit. You've been tuning into Coffee and Conversations. So don't forget to wake up and make today count. Yes, yes.
Enjoy
you guys have an amazing Friday
weekend. And we will see y'all back here Monday morning.
What mommy said, and lied about it. They must be talking about the Bible.
The Bible.
But nah.
Have a good weekend.
Love grows everything, so love
be
yourself.
Safe this Memorial weekend.
First, be real safe. Thank you. Tell them. Be safe. Honor the people that we lost. Right? Be safe. That was little Jeffrey. Be safe, y'all. Be safe.
That was be safe.
Shout out to little Jeff. And once
not
again,
little Jeff no more.
Not little Jeff no more. That was a little Jeff. We're talking to a little boy in you right now. Hey, little Jeffrey. But anyway, again, we say happy birthday, Aunt Diane.
Yes.
Happy anniversary, Cornelius and Nancy. 5 years. God's have grace on you. We spoke about the 5 senses. So make sure that you make it make sense so that y'all can continue to grow in gratitude as you age and as your love ages and you commit to the process, because every day is work.
Do y'all part.
Come on now. Every day is work. And if you choose to die to yourself every day, then you can reborn and be rebirthed in a new way in your relationship daily. And so just because you died to it don't mean you can't resurrect again, right? So die in the things that God is trying to kill so you can resurrect in the journey of the story in which you will be telling. We love you. And we'll see you later.
Guys. See y'all Monday.
Bye.